Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to continue with the chapter number 5, that is the networking. Mobile component, what are the various network components that is going to discuss. So the last class we have finished with what is the network, what is internet, what is the functionality, we can say what is the history of the internet, and also the wired connection network, what are the various wired connection networks that is available over here. Now let's move to the next part, that is a wireless networking. We have So the first part that is given for the wireless connection is the Wi-Fi. So today we are using the Wi-Fi connection that is able to access the internet wherever we go. Our smartphone can access the internet. Our Starbucks that also provide the wireless hotspots for our laptop or the iPads, and these wireless technologies have made internet access more convenient and also made the devices, the tablets and the laptop that much more functional. Now let's see what are the various wireless technologies that is available. First one is a Wi-Fi. It is a technology that takes an internet signal and converts into the radio wave. So it takes a signal in a internet signal, or it takes a internet signal and also convert into the radio waves. These radio waves can be picked up with the radius of approximately 65 feet by the devices. Used with the wireless adapters, and several Wi-Fi specifications also have been developed over the year, that starting with the 802.11 MB, that is followed by the 802.11g, and so on. It is available in the 2009, and each of the new specification improved the speed and the range of Wi-Fi that allows for the more uses. And one of the primary places where the Wi-Fi has been used is the home. So one of the main is usage of the Wi-Fi is the home or the offices, and home users are purchasing Wi-Fi routers, connecting them to a broadband connections, and then connect multiple devices via Wi-Fi. So what is the procedure in the home? They are purchasing the Wi-Fi router first of all, that connects a broadband connection and then connects with the various devices. For example, if there are 4 or 10 telephone that is available at the home, they are connected with, or they are connecting multiple devices via the Wi-Fi. The next one is a mobile network. So as the cell phone has evolved into the smartphone, the desire for internet access on these devices has led to the data network that has been included as a part of the mobile phone network. So they will be used as a mobile phone network that will be developed. This is used for the internet access on the devices. And while the internet connections were technically available earlier, it was really with the release of the 3G networks. Nowadays, it is available with the 4G networks. Yes, very good. And yeah, and wireless also began offering the 4G data speed, giving the cellular network the same speed that the customer were used to getting their home connections. That means they're more faster than the 3G connections. Now, why does not my cell phone works when I travel abroad? This is the question. Because there is a lack of the portability network in US, both the competing standard that exists, that is the GSM and the CDMA. Each standard has its pros and the cons, but the bottom line is that the phone using one standard cannot easily switch to the another standard. That's why we are not able to easily cope with the network when we go to the abroad. Because there are two types of network, one is CDMA, one is the GSM, and it is not each and every phone that can be captured or can be easily transferred switch to the other. And in the US, this is not a big deal because the mobile phone or mobile network exists to support both the standards. But when you travel to another country, you also find that most of them uses the GSM network, with the one being exception being Japan, that is also standardized on the CDMA network. And it's also possible for the mobile phone using one type of network to switch to the another type of network by using the SIM card. That also used with the mobile networking, that also used with the mobile communication. The next one is a Bluetooth. That is one of the, we can say, important technology that is used to capture the data. That the data will be captured in the way how it is used and how it is developed. So while Bluetooth is not generally used to connect a device to the internet, that's not mandatory condition that if I'm going to use the Bluetooth, this is not the mandatory condition to connect over or the device will be connected to the internet. It is an important wireless technology that has enabled many functionality that are used every day. And when created in 1994 by the Ericsson, was intended to replace the wired connection. Now today it is one of the standard methods by connecting nearby devices wirelessly. So if I want to connect the devices on a wireless basis, that means there is no wire. So we use the Bluetooth. Suppose if I want to transfer the data from my phone to my friend's phone, any student's phone, that will be captured or that will be done by either the Bluetooth. Nowadays, there is a app that is available, that is a share it, that is used for linking the data. Now, what are the various applications that the Bluetooth includes? So first of all, it also connects the printer to a personal computer, mobile phone, and the handset, connecting a wireless keyboard and a mouse to a computer and connecting a remote for the presentation made on a personal computer. This is one of the example that is given with the VoIP, that is a voice over internet protocol. This is the broadband router and this is the analog phone. This is the main power of this one. WAN, that is connected via the internet. There's a LAN cable, router, hub switch. This is a typical VoIP communication, that is of the broad voice. And a growing class of data being transferred over the internet is a voice data. So whatever the data that we are transferring, that is a voice data generally. And the protocol known as the voice over IP, that is a voice over internet protocol, or the VoIP, enables sound to be converted into the digital format. So first of all, the data will be transmitted into the digital format with the use of the VoIP over the internet and then recreated at the other end. And by using many existing technology and the software, voice communication over the internet is now available to anyone with a browser like the Skype, Google Hangouts. And beyond this, many companies are now offering the VoIP based telephone services for the business and the home users. Now, let's come to the next part, that is a organizational networking. That is how the organization will be built with the networking, how they will be done with the networking. So while the internet was evolving and creating a way for the organization, so that is a way to connect to each other and the world. Another revolution was taking place inside the organization. So within, one is connect with each other. The next one is how to connect. So the proliferation of the personal computer inside the organization also led to the need of the shared resources. That means the resources will be shared with one another, and that will be shared by use of the printers, scanners, and the data. Organization also solved this problem through the creation of a local area network, that is a LAN, which also allowed computers to connect to each other and to the peripherals. These same networks are also allowed personal computer to hook up to the legacy mainframe computers. So one is the internet, then there is extranet, intranet, LAN. There's the employees, suppliers, customers, partners, and the public. And LAN is a local area network, that is by definition it is given as a local area network, usually operating in the same building on the same campus. So what is a LAN? It is a local area network that is operated within the same campus, same building, and when an organization needed to provide a network over a wide range, that is done by that is used by the WAN. So for the wider range, there is a WAN, that is a wide area network. For the local range, local area, that is a LAN, local area network. The next one is a client server. So the personal computer originally was used as a standalone computing device, and the program was installed on the computer and then used to do the word processing or the number crunching. So this is the same, that is the client server approach and the peer-to-peer approach. I have repeated so many times what is the client server, what is the peer-to-peer. So in client server, there is only one server and there are multiple clients. Each and every client is connected with the server, and server is like a boss of all the clients. Next one is a peer-to-peer. In peer-to-peer, each and every computer have equal rights, equal data. That's the peer-to-peer data. That means everyone have a equal opportunity, equal status. Everything is equal. That is a peer-to-peer architecture. There is no boss, there is no employee, and each of the architecture have a different advantages, disadvantages. For example, if I'm talking about the client server advantages, that I'm not going to install each and every software on each and every machine computer. No, I'm installing the main software in the server, and with the use of accessing the server with the client server approach, multiple clients can use that server, can use that software that is installed in the main server. And one of the limitation of the client server is that if the server fails, then everything is disturbed. That means everything is available within the server, but if that system fails, then everything vanished out. In the same way, there are multiple advantages of the peer-to-peer also. Everyone have equal rights, so no one is dependent on the another. Everyone can do the task by their own. But limitation is that it is very time consuming as well as a costly process. That is a peer-to-peer. So every architecture have a common known. Every architecture have a pros and the cons. Now next one is the intranet. What is the intranet? So we have discussed about the internet. Next part is the intranet. In simple terms, internet means that is used by that is used, we can say that globally we are used. Internet means within the organization. So private network is known as the intranet, and the normal network or the internet that we are using, that is known as the internet. So one is the intranet, one is the internet. And the next part is the internet, that is a private network. Internet is a public network. So whenever an organization or the organization uses the website to operate for this one. For example, whenever there is usage of the Outlook, that is known as the internet. This is the setup website to provide the global access to the internet about their businesses. But they also set up the internal web pages. That is, organization will set up the internal web pages. So this internal side of the web pages is known as the internet, and the web pages on the internet are not accessible to those outside the company. In fact, those pages would come up not found. That is, if an employee tried to access them from outside the company network, that means everything is limited to the organization also. That's known as the internet. And if I'm using the public network, that is known as the internet. Then next, extranet. Sometimes an organization wants to be able to collaborate with its customer or supplier while at the same time maintaining the security of being inside of its own network. So sometimes there is a requirement to collaborate with its customer and the supplier while at the same time maintaining the security being inside its own network. In that cases, like this is a company that may want to create an extranet, which is a part of the company's network that can be used, that can be made available securely to for the outside of the organizations of the company, and the extranet can be used to allow the customers to log in and check the status of their orders, and for suppliers to check their customers' inventory levels. That login and check the status of their orders and how to use the suppliers, how to use the customers' inventory level, that is what is the stock level. Then sometimes an organization also needs to allow someone that is not located physically with its internal network that is done by the extranet. That means you're going to use a network that is not the usage of the network that is not available, that is provided by the VPN, that is virtual private network. Now, this is the next part, that is cloud computing, that we have already discussed. So whenever we are using the internet-based computing, that increases the processing power, that increases the data storage capacity, that has made the cloud computing, that is a viable option for many companies. So many companies are using nowadays the cloud computing methods, because using cloud computing, companies or the individuals can contract or can contract to stores data on a storage devices somewhere on the internet. That means every data is available, every data is stored on the internet, and applications can be rented as needed, and giving a company the ability to quickly deploy new applications, new data. And you can read about, yeah, yes, we have studied about this cloud computing. So simple terms, whenever you want to store the data over the internet, that can be done by the cloud computing. So we have finished this chapter also. Now next one is a summary. That is how it is used, what is the advantage of this one, and what is the main drawback that is used while using the internet. That is what is the main criteria for using the internet. So web 2.0 is one of the latest technology that is used, and as network technology grows, there will be increased demand for this.